Hello, church. Welcome back to Be Bold, Be Humble, Believe. I hope that you'll like this video and share it for me. We'll get more influence out there. So I've been talking about the parent influencer the last couple of weeks, and that is your job as a parent. And that's what I want to be. I want to be the right kind of influence for my kids. I talked last time about what we do and the things that we say are something that our kids are going to repeat. They're going to say it. And in the heat of the moment and in the toughest moments, they will say something that you said in those times. And whether because the truth is, their little minds, they're going to be more of, not a big deal is taking place, but they're going to react like you did when you actually had a big deal going on. They're going to react that way. So you have to be careful. Your reaction, your actions, your kids are watching. And so my last point in this series is your spirit has a huge influence on your child. Your spirit and what you do with your spirit is a huge influence. The Bible talks about Daniel. Daniel had an excellent spirit. It says that actually twice through Scripture, two different groups of people actually saying that he had an excellent spirit. But he was taken from a foreign country, or taken to a foreign country as a slave while he was just a teenager. Sounds like it's a lot to have an excellent spirit over. Seems like he was a real happy guy. But in that scenario, can you imagine even the best of Christian struggling and fighting to have any kind of a spirit at all, let alone an excellent spirit? In this absolutely dire situation, Daniel eventually gets thrown into the lion's den, always being faithful to his God. And of course, praying 3 times a day and not allowing the king and his people to hurt him and his faith. And he had an excellent spirit. We must have excellent spirits. We must have that kind of a determination. When our kids look at us, think of us, what kind of a spirit do we have? But there's so much. Look, if Dad points out all the bad things that happened at church that day, even if Dad has the intention of fixing them or helping to right those things, your child has heard all the bad things that happened at church that day. And your child will suddenly, and I've seen this, they get a critical spirit. They have a critical spirit because, well, all of the bad has been pointed out and continues to be bad. And so everything that they do, they see all the negative things. They see all that could be better. That should have been. Why didn't this? Or who didn't? Because, well, guess what? Mom or dad always have had a critical spirit about what's going on. They should have improved here. They should have done that. Yes. Even if that's what I said, even if mom and dad want the right to happen, hey, we're here to help and fix. That kid is going to see all the negative things that take place. That kind of a spirit will hurt that kid. And so, listen, if mom is easily offended because someone else's child was honored and mine was not, or they were given a bigger role in the play and my kid was not given, or the coach didn't play my kid as long as they played the other kid or this kid or these groups, and that mom or that dad encourages their kid to quit or gives them reason to throw a fit. Listen, stop yelling at the referee and the coach. Get a hold of yourself and have the right spirit, because again, your child is going to react the way you reacted, even in the worst of situations. Even if you were completely right in saying they fouled your kid and they missed a call, do you think screaming and yelling at them the whole time is the right reaction? Is that the thing that your kid needs to see and hear as they're trying to play a basketball game? You think that's the right? Because what you're doing is undermining the authority in their life for the rest of their life. They're going to be constantly questioning their authority and throwing a fit every time something bad happens to them or they deem it was unfair. And it will, and listen, it will go back to when they were in seventh grade and you threw a fit because the coach didn't play your kid, or they even a junior or senior and they got fouled and it wasn't called, and you go on and on about that at home or in the car ride home, and that kid is soaking all that up. They will constantly play the victim card. They will constantly looking to be offended. So what? If your coach does not play the kid, if the kid gets fouled and they don't call it, you encourage your child to quit? That probably is not a very good trend to start. The trend you need to start, you want to know what you need to start? You need to start, hey, listen, work hard. All right? You do what you are supposed to do. Work hard. Maybe you'll get more playing time, but I want you to give everything you've got. That is the proper reaction to any of those things that take place. You work hard. You do your job. I know, hey, listen, I know you're just playing a tree in the play, but you be the best tree you can be. 100%. You be faithful, be at every practice, be at everything. You know all of your lines, which it might be just one, but you do it 100%. You encourage your kid, and one day, maybe they'll be the center of attention and they'll glow and they'll prosper. But if you give them the "I'm going to quit" attitude because it's not what everything that I wanted, then you are instilling a bad spirit in that kid. They're going to constantly be playing the victim card, and never going to be able to take ownership of their own mistakes, and they're never going to be able to grow from those mistakes. And authority is always going to be looking at them like, oh man, I better not give that. They're just going to find a problem. They're just going to they're going to have an issue with every little thing, and when they should be getting promoted, and they're actually getting demoted or because they're playing the victim. Encourage your kids to work harder. You've never gone wrong. You won't go wrong if you ask your kids to work harder and do their absolute best. But if you are screaming at the ref and yelling at the coach and the play director, you're justifying their carnal nature. You're fortifying Satan's hold on their life whenever you do that. That is giving into their sinful habits. And we want to kick those. Am I right? Do we want to kick those? We want to get rid of those sinful habits, or do we want to feed into them? No, we need to get rid of those types of things. Carnality is wrong. So what are we going to do? Encourage your kids to do right by you doing right, by you being the parent influencer that you should be. Listen, folks, these are our kids, and we need to stand in the way of Satan. We need to stand in the way of this world. Don't allow him to run roughshod over our kids. You stand up for them. Listen, I'm all for standing up for our kids. Don't fight their battles for them. Give them the right tools to face that battle themselves. Listen, folks, you have a great week. I hope this was a challenge to you and an encouragement. I hope that you share this, like the video, all right? God bless you.